He reads her message in the early morning light, before the world wakes up and pulls him back to life. She sends an image that made her think of him again, another thread between them neither one can end. She's younger than the life he's already lived, but something in her sees the things he never said. And somewhere in the miles that keep them both apart, two phones light up in the dark. And they both know what this is, and they both know what it isn't, and they both know that the space between those two things is where they live. If only time was something we could bend, if only distance had a different end, if only what we feel was simple enough to say out loud. But we love in whispers when we want to love out proud. If only, if only. She counts the hours different than she used to do, measures out her mornings by the next time she hears from you. He tries to talk himself out of it on sensible days, but sensible was never how this feeling stays. She knows the weight he carries without asking why. He knows the dreams she's chasing without watching them go by. And neither one has said the word that lives between the lines, but both of them are reading it 1,000 times. If only time was something we could bend, if only distance had a different end, if only what we feel was simple enough to say out loud. But we love in whispers when we want to love out proud. If only, if only. He stares out at the evening, thinking maybe someday soon she falls asleep, still holding everything he can undo. And somewhere in between their lives, the way they are right now, they built a home in something that the world won't yet allow. Hey, maybe there's a version of this story where the timing finally gets it right, where the miles fold up like paper and we stop meeting and text and make it right. Maybe there's a universe beside this one where we didn't have to choose, where loving you out loud was never something I could lose. If only time was something we could bend, if only distance had a different end, if only what we feel was simple enough to say out loud. We'd love out loud, we'd love out loud. only, if only.